right, welcome to CrossCourt Convo. Our guest today is my former teammate, former setter, former lover. He left me a long time ago, though. Joe Moua, what's up, man?
Not much, man. How you guys doing?
What's
Good,
up,
bro.
Joe? Long time, man.
Yeah, it's been
And of course, my name is Will. What's going on? Peng is my brother, and Joe is a friend of ours as well, too.
All right, we're just gonna jump right into it. So, Joe, who made the biggest impact on you as a player?
I would have to say my older brother. Coming up
Guy Eddie, huh?
as a rookie. Yeah, Eddie. I'm sorry.
okay.
My older brother Eddie. He took me in on his game. When I first started out, and he pushed me to be the best I could be, even at times where he knew that I wasn't up to par. He didn't give up on me.
Was he a jerk?
What?
Was he a jerk?
Man, I won't say a jerk, but he was very strict.
I was just gonna say that. Was he like an asshole type of older brother? Like, man, you better do all this stuff, or was he like, nurturing and like just let you do your thing, man?
He wasn't an asshole or anything like that, man. But he was just
asshole is a little bit strong, but yeah.
No, man, he was just just very strict. Very strict, straightforward. Right. He was all about getting to the end goal of all my training when I was with him. It was tough. I can lie. There were some days where I just wanted to give up, but I just stuck with it, and I'm actually glad I did.
Mm-hmm.
Talk a little bit more about like your early years, like what you guys did for training, and if you played for high school or college.
Yeah, we early years of training, man. We used to run with I think everybody's been doing this. Everybody does this, back then when you first start. You run with ankle weights. You run stairs, you run hills. No, just a little bit of weightlifting.
Training, yeah.
Yeah. So we didn't do a lot of weightlifting. Because I was probably only 14 years old around that age. So, it was just more of just getting the heart pumping, getting everything going.
Mm. Yeah, I remember, like you said, you alluded to like running and stuff, man. I remember when we were younger, man, we used to run for days, dude. Like it was like nothing, man. And the purpose of the running, I never understood why we ran in volleyball because you barely like you don't really do anything in volleyball, but stand in one spot. I never understood it, but I guess it's just for endurance or whatever. So why did you guys run so much? Like, what was the purpose of it?
Purpose of running is you gotta build that stamina, man. You gotta be able to last that long heat as well. If you're playing all day, you gotta kind of like muscle memory. Your body's gotta get used to knowing that once you're in this in a game, your muscles gotta be able to take that torture. You know what I mean?
You're right, man. Those games in the summer, dude, it gets really hot, man. You got to have some endurance.
Yeah, you got to have that. And then, it helps with, when you play a lot of those back-to-back games as well.
So you got arguably the best hands like ever in Hmong volleyball, right? So what did you do? Like, is it natural or what?
I heard arguably the best hands, I don't think I was a top tier setter, honestly, because training was tough. I was actually a hitter for the first couple of years when I first started out, in volleyball, and then I transitioned over to a setter. I landed that role by mistake, honestly. We didn't have a setter when I was playing with my older brother, and it was just like, hey, man, let's practice setting. And then I practiced it, and they're like, hey, man, you got some nice hands. And then after
best mistake ever,
huh? it just took off from there, So, it was training was tough, man. It's not the setter stuff because your mind's gotta be right. You gotta have that heart to want to do it as well.
Yeah.
And it's just, you're gonna get yelled at constantly, because you gotta be able to be visual. You gotta be visual. Your mind's gotta be in the right state. You gotta trust yourself. You gotta trust your hitters. You gotta trust everybody. You know, it's one of the toughest positions.
Yeah, I hear you.
Training was hard, man. I mean, even when I branched off with my brother and I was playing with when we started at our conference, you know, you just go to the park and we just set up 2 nets. I would just set basically for like 3-4 hours on one side of the net, and I would set for everybody, set every single ball that they want, anytime. You know.
Was there anything specific you did for your hands?
I did a lot of one summer I actually trained with basketball.
Oh yeah.
And all I did was just set against the house, like hard. I would set from distance. I would line up. I would put my body parallel. I mean, right along the house, and just set one spot. Make sure the ball doesn't touch the house.
Also, like the house is like the net.
Yeah, basically the house was the net, basically. You know, I practiced that. You know, back then we were playing with those Mikasa balls, you know, those soft touch balls. So at that time with training, you know, training with that basketball for that one whole summer, you know, made my thumbs really, really strong. Because if you don't have strong thumbs, it's actually really hard to pinpoint where you want to put that ball. Because sometimes if your thumb's not strong enough, you can't make it there. But to me, I knew for setting, my thumbs were the main, my main point of knowing how much power I can put there on the ball to get to its destination. My fingers were just guiding it. That's it.
Joe, you said that you kind of just fell by accident into setting. Who convinced you to do the setting? You mentioned that your brother. Can you holler at what team your brother played for? Give him a shout out, man.
My brother Eddie Moua. He played back then when I was playing with. They were known as Hurricanes.
Yeah.
He's playing hard to get, man. I'm trying to get him on the show. He's playing hard to get.
Yeah, man. He's always up on the go, you know.
Yeah, big shout out to Hurricane, old school team back in the days. So how did you fall?
Green Bay.
Yeah, did he just saw that you were talented, or how did it happen?
Well, when you're a rookie and you're trying to find your place on the team where you're good at, you know, first. You know, everybody that plays ball with this stuff, they want to be a hitter. You know, it's all about just hitting. You don't have a lot of setters, but I know that, you know, when I was playing Hurricanes, we went through, I think, like 2-3 setters.
Oh, okay.
And then they just kind of just didn't want to play, or they had other things to do. And then, you know, we didn't have a setter. And then my brother said, you know what? You know, when we bump around, you know, you got some good hands. Let's just give you a shot. And then I'm like, all right, you know, since, you know, I'm the youngest guy, actually, you know, the newest guy to the team. And the thing was, you know, as a hitter, I was only a sub in and out. You know, I wasn't a main player, but, you know, once I took on that setter role, I became the main player. But there was no other setter. I was the only one.
Yeah. And then you mentioned that you were the youngest playing like a position where you touched the ball all the time, man. Tell me, like, what was going through your head sometime? Like,
man, it was, I was nervous, man.
Don't fuck up,
you know, no, I mean, I made a lot of mistakes, but you know, honestly, you don't learn unless you make mistakes, you know?
Right.
You have to make those mistakes. If you don't, you're never gonna learn.
Right.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was terrible, man. I think the first year it was pretty terrible. I did a bad job, but you know, as a rookie, you know, you just learn from it.
So growing up, we were watching MDY a lot because my family's related to Tuhua, so we were watching them a lot.
Yeah.
Growing up, I used to love watching Ma play. Oh, not Ma Ku, right? And then when I started playing, right, I loved the way how Yang and Kapu play. So when you were playing, like, was there a player that you kind of mirrored your game after?
It was Tuhua. When I first started coming out as a setter, you know, I didn't really see Tuhua until I was probably about 16 years old. You know, I saw him setting in I think it was either Whitewater or Platteville. We were playing an indoor tournament, and I went there and I saw him, and just seeing how he sets the ball, so like effortlessly, you know, he's very calm, collective. He basically controlled. He made the game look easy for him, basically. When I saw that, I was like, man, that's the guy that I want to look up to. That's the guy I'm gonna look up to. That's the guy that I want to be.
Man, that's not a bad role model, man.
So Tuho, like I remember, like he was one of the first setters that like it seemed like he intentionally like put on a show. Like, did you kind of get that from him, or because like when we played, I felt like you were like putting on a show for real. Because like to be honest, Tope player, we were just average players, but having you made us like good players. You know what I mean? Like, because you think about our team, nobody outside of playing together or playing with you that did anything at all in Hmong Volleyball. You know what I mean? Like, to be honest, I didn't do shit. You know what I mean? But when we played with you, it was like, it was a different story. You know what I mean? Like, he was the first guy that, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Just keep going.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, Tuho was the first dude that was like intentionally like put on a show. By putting on a show, he gave his players one-on-one and those open shots.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he did. I mean, I don't think it was just put on a show as well. You know, he was just kind of showing everybody, hey, you know, this is what my team's about, and this is what I can do for them, and I can show everybody that, hey, you know, we might not be the tallest team, but we're the most consistent team.
Yeah.
And I think that's how they beat a lot of people. You know, they're the most consistent team. They didn't have a lot of tall guys, but man, they had a lot of power. Even though some of their players weren't as tall, man, they were powerful. They were very, you know, consistent. They were very smart. You know, MDY. I mean, honestly, all conference, we basically try to mimic them.
Yeah.
You know, if you really think about it, our gameplay is similar to theirs because we as a team, as individuals, we actually looked up to MDY, and you know, we wanted to be basically just like MDY.
Yeah, I kind of agree with what you said there, man, because your team, all conference, when you guys were making your run during like I think it was the mid 2000s, right? That's when you guys were kind of making your guys' little run, making like a name for yourself, right?
Don't tell them that. We old.
Yeah. I noticed that you guys didn't really have like, you know, like that one hitter, you know what I mean? But you guys collectively, you guys like came together and did your thing though, you know? So and that's a lot of props to you too for, you know, getting the team together like that. So just talk about the different leadership that you endured when you went to all conference and compared to your leadership when you were with Hurricane, your brother, and them. Like, you obviously it's different.
Hurricane,
talk a little bit about that.
I mean, Hurricane, I wasn't really the leader, you know. To me, I consider myself as just like a role player until I finally figured out how I can help carry the team as well. My brother Eddie was basically, when I first out, was the leader. You know, he was the guy. Like, he was the guy that was the go-to guy basically when it came down to like, you know, getting points and side out. Not just him. I mean, my brother-in-law too. Which is Eddie's
he was a badass too.
But he was. Those two guys when we first started were like the go-to guys. Like they were opposites. And man, whenever I was up there lined up with them, I was always confident that they were gonna do it for me. And then I didn't really build up my leadership until I joined all conference because I was the oldest.
You were the oldest,
the most experienced. And I brought that into the team. And from me playing all those other big tournaments, I was able to be more relaxed, more confident in myself, because I knew that with my experience, I had to lead this team if we wanted to get anywhere. But yeah, that's how it just all started. And then from there, you know, I was the oldest, and everybody was still like in, I think, like sophomore year and stuff. So everybody was still, you know, trying to catch up to me. I think I was ready in like my junior senior year already. So.
Are you talking about sophomore year in college or high school for those?
Oh, high school, man. We were still in high
school. None of us went to college. What are you talking about?
Hey, you know, Hmong Volleyball, man. Hmong Volleyball, everyone blossom at 14, dude, or 13.
14 my prime, bro.
I was gonna say sophomore in college, hell yeah, but this dude like sophomore in high school.
So
dude.
Joe, when you first started, who was that dude? Like that dude?
Oh man, when I first started, that dude, that badass dude, man, that Fly Vang.
Fly? Oh, damn, dude.
My first tournament, I think I was about 14, 15, man, in Milwaukee.
And probably your age when he was dominating.
I think Fly was about 17 or 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was that dude, man. I just saw him come up. I saw him practicing around, and I kept seeing his ball fly real high from a distance. I'm like, I gotta go see who this guy is. And yeah, I mean, he was one scary guy, man.
Yeah, what a name, y'all. What the hell? Yeah, it felt so well. What a name, man. Like, what the hell? I wish I had a name like that.
I didn't know his name. A year later is when I found out about his name, because I was just 14 years old. I'm considered everybody a little kid. I didn't know nothing. I was just there to play in a tournament.
Yeah, exactly. He was a great talent, man.
Yeah,
great talent.
So, can you talk about, like I consider, in terms of setters, there's not many setters that can dominate a game. There's only a handful, and you are one of them. Because I've seen it. You know what I mean? So, talked about like in your terms how you dominate as a setter, because nowadays there's not a lot of people that want to play setter because they want to hit, and because they think dominating the game, it's got to be from a hitting standpoint. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you have shown, that you can dominate from a setter position. You know what I mean? So how do you go about doing that?
Man, dominating that being a dominant setter to try to dominate that position, it's very tough, man. Kind of like what I was telling you guys earlier, man. You got to be visual, you got to be confident. You got to have that mindset. Just being a setter is just not about setting the ball, man. It's about seeing it before it happens, seeing where your opponent can line up in the block, knowing how fast you can get that ball there. But then you got to trust your hitters. You got to believe in your hitters as well. Because if you're just thinking about yourself and not thinking about anything else around you, you're gonna make mistakes, and you're gonna misjudge everything. Like before anybody serves a ball, I always picture a lot of scenarios in my head already. Like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah.
I already have my play calls out, but before somebody even serves that ball, I already know, okay, if this is gonna happen, I have to go this way. If this is gonna happen, I have to go that way. And then I always gotta be on my toes, because you never know, that first pass might not make it to you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. You're gonna have to chase that thing down.
Yeah.
That's what GTO though. All conference had good passing.
I was gonna say, man.
All conference had better passes. But when I was with GTO, I always told those guys, it don't matter where you put that first pass, if it's high enough, I'll chase it down. And I think that's another thing that separates me from a lot of setters. You don't see a lot of setters chase the ball.
Yeah.
There's only a few of us that will chase the ball no matter where it is, and still put it up for our hitters too.
And it seems like, Joe, you always, no matter where the ball was, you always set with your hands, like far, near, like you always get there with your hands.
Yes, I wonder if everybody noticed that, but I don't bump set.
Yeah. And
I don't bump
that has a lot to do with, like, would you say that had a lot to do with like your footwork or just your anticipation, or what is it? You always get to it with your hands.
I always try to tell myself it's not gonna be a good pass. So that's the old thing in myself. I'll be honest.
Especially if I'm back there passing.
I always tell myself never anticipate the first pass to be good.
Yeah.
Always understand that it's not always gonna be there. So you're always gonna have to put yourself in the best position to always be there for that second ball. Yeah. Always be on your toes. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got to trust yourself. If you're just going to sit there and wait for a perfect pass, good luck, because it's going to be a long game.
Right.
So talk about how you build that confidence in your teammates to, like, not kind of put that pressure on them to give you that perfect pass. Because
we always talk, because, it was funny. So, when we were playing as a conference, we always told each other that when my hitters up front, we pass for you, we play defense for you. But when we're up front, you need to do the same. We always had that transition, that talk. Don't worry about us, we'll cover you as long as you do your job up front. we'll cover you from the back. And then when we're up, you know, you have to switch that role. You know, you got to be it's a team sport. You know, if you're gonna single yourself out, you're not gonna get anywhere, and you know your team's not gonna get anywhere. So it's all about, you know, working together as a team.
Yeah. Joe, what's you know, you played a lot of years, right? You know, the same with us. What's your most memorable win in Hmong Volleyball?
Oh man, you know, the most memorable game. I think I have two, and it was all in the same tournament. Back in 2004, when we had those raggedy jerseys, those all conference jerseys, those white ones.
They were wearing out, yeah. Because it's just permanent.
How they look like, man? Wait, tell the story behind those jerseys first, man. What happened? You guys just did it the night before, or what? What's going on?
We did a couple. I had my little brother Jimmy. He had a buddy that does, you know, jerseys, spray paint jerseys. So I was like, you know what? It's like, you know, we were young. We're still in high school, you know.
Yeah,
well, no, actually not. No, we were actually out of high school already. And some of us were in college, you know. Some of us weren't. We were just working. I just asked, hey, we don't have a lot of money, but hey, can you make us some jerseys? He said, yeah. What kind? I go, just do whatever you can do. He goes, I can spray paint them. I'm like, just spray paint them.
Go to Walmart, get those t-shirts, just spray paint real quick.
Yeah,
ooh, you guys are lucky it didn't rain.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It did rain. Cause it did rain that first day, and the paint started fading.
Oh man,
it barely lasted the second day. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, it barely lasted the second day. I mean, the letters are basically gone. But yeah, it was 2004, July 4th. You know, by that time, you know, with all my, you know, training and playing with, you know, all conference, my one goal was I wanted to see how I would be able to compete with Kuhua, you know, at that time. And my one goal was at least share at least one game with the guy, because I looked up to him so much, you know. And we finally were in the same bracket, but we were in the loser bracket. So we met them in the loser bracket. And if we had beaten them, we would make it out of that bracket. And yeah, man, they killed us first game. It was like 15-4. Second game we came back, we beat them barely. And then I think the third
game raining, y'all. Remember? It started
raining. In the rain too. Yeah. We barely beat them. When we finally beat them, I kind of just told myself, you know, that we made it. Like, I think to me that was like the hump that I was looking for all conference. If we can beat this team that we admire so much when we were younger and have so much respect for, you know, if we can beat this team, it kind of just puts us at another spot up the ladder of a team that, you know, you can't really mess around with if you're just there to play at a tournament.
Yeah. And definitely that win
was. But go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that win kind of put you guys on the map. Like, you guys are nothing to be like fuck with, man. You guys are legit. You know what I mean? So
yeah. And I think we were the youngest team there. We were the youngest team there, and I don't think anybody that tournament. I don't think anybody for July 4th. I don't think anybody thought that we were actually going to make it that far.
Yeah, especially with those jerseys too, man. They probably thought you guys were like a joke.
Like, not jersey,
like these fucking losers.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, honestly, we're the youngest team there. We had the worst jerseys ever. You know, and then we were able to pull a win over, you know, MDY. You know,
they were legit too back then. They had Fusa.
Yeah, they have Fusu too, and Fusu was their middle hitter at that time. You know, he was a beast. You know, but we actually stuck together. I think we just out defensed them right at the last part of the game.
You guys kind of beat them at their own game, huh? Sorta.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, they were killing us, man. They had so many 1-on-1s on us. It was just crazy. But I think our defense is what really helped us actually beat them, because we picked up 2 major hits on like the last 2 points in that third game, and I think that's just how we beat them.
Man, those are huge wins. Is that the first win you share? Is there another?
Yeah, that's the first win for that tournament. It's the second win was where we we beat the defending champs, the same tournament. We met the defending champs. I don't know if they were called Zero Gravity or if they were called Ravens. But
I think they were still
April, yeah, it was April and them, and I think April had pulled a cramp, so we actually got kind of lucky. But other than that, man, it was hard either way.
Wait, was that after the MDY game? Or was that before?
That was right after the MDY game.
That was in the semi
back.
It was well, actually I think we had a good rest for about an hour.
Okay.
And then we jumped right back in. Yeah, and we played them. They were the defending champs that year. They won the previous year. And you know, we actually beat them. It was down to the wire, third game, third game to it was like 15-13. It was like right there. But I mean, I wish April didn't cramp because I really want to see, the pressure on us. I want to see how far we can go, and for us to pull that win out, it was crazy, man. I think we were so excited. We were just all jumping up that we actually beat them. And, I don't think a lot of people gave us, like a lot of hope of winning them and beating them. And then after that, I think we were kind of burnt out also, though, to tell you the truth, after that game.
Yeah, those are a lot of big games in a row, man. Did you guys fall right after that game then? Or is that what happened?
After that, I think it was top 4 after that. And then we lost to Texas, which was Pun.
Okay.
It was Pun and Fly in them, I think.
Yeah. So you guys would have won that game. You guys would have went to the finals. Was that? Oh, shit.
Yeah. If we would have beat Fly in them, Fly and Pun, that Team Texas, we would have went to finals.
Holy cow.
And it would have been against Spirit. Yeah.
Man.
FIFA, yeah.
No, I'm sorry, FIFA. Yeah, it was FIFA. Yeah. But then we lost to Drifters. We took 4. But yeah, I don't think a lot of people anticipated us to be top 4 that year. But I think to me that was really tough to do.
Yeah, that was, there was a lot of good teams during that era. You know what I mean? It was deep. It was really deep, and that was when people still rode deep. I think. I don't, nowadays, I think you go into a tournament, you pretty much know like who's going to be there at the end, right?
Now, you kind of know who's top 4.
Yeah, back then it was like top 8, top 10. You don't really know. And for you guys to sneak in there, man, that's crazy, dude. You guys just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So, Joe, we know you, during our era when we played, we know you like probably the top setter, right? And I'm sure you had
top setter.
Come on, man. Okay. We're gonna be humble, whatever. But you had offers from other like better teams. Talk about why you didn't choose to play with better teams. You had to play with us raggedy ass dudes.
And name those teams too, man, because I don't.
You don't have to name those teams.
I'm not gonna name them because even if I name them or not, it's just out of respect. Honestly, all of the teams that would have liked it if I did play with them or if they did ask me, I at that time I was very committed to all conferences. Growing up during my era, which was playing volleyball like mid 90s, it was all about pride, about representing your city. So that's just kind of the mentality I had, coming up. And then after being asked by previous teams or just, or people just pull me to the side and be like, hey, why don't you play for this team? It's like all the teams that if I would have went to go play for, they were already stacked, And it's like, if you would have put me in a team with them to play against everybody else, it wasn't going to be, to me, as competitive, and if I play with a team that's just gonna dominate everybody, it's not. I don't think it's gonna bring out 120% out of me. It's just gonna be not as fun, I guess, not as challenging for me. But my mindset is, I want to win with my friends. That to me, it's just a little bit more sweet.
Man,
if you win with your friends that you grew up with, you train with, you just went, did everything with them. So to me that's more memorable than than just going in and just playing with a team that you already know that's already stacked. And it's like, why am I going to come in and take your setter spot? Your setter is also a great setter. You know, why am I going to come take his spot for you? I just think that's not as respectful. That's just what I think. If I was
respect to the game, right? The game, you know what I mean? Yeah.
My respect piece for the game is just it's too high for me to go and do something like that. At that time.
Yeah. Especially when you got like, you know, Pang and, you know, all the other guys waiting in the wings too.
Oh, I was telling him to go, man. I was like, dude, we suck, bro. You
were telling him, Joe, you need to go over there, man.
Dude, I was telling Joe, he can vouch for it. He's right here. I told him, bro. I was like, we suck, bro. Just go.
Wait. You're not the only one, man. I mean, even my little brother Steven, man. That guy is always telling me, he goes, dude, man, you know, you can just play for somebody else and, you know, go win the big ones. I go, yeah, but I'm not gonna win with you guys. It's just not memorable. You know, I feel like I didn't accomplish anything. You know, I just feel more accomplished with what I believed in if I had won with my guys. Yeah,
man, that's something that's like awesome, man. Because that's like loyalty to your friends and respecting the game at the same time, and that's just like that's a tough decision to make, man. Because you know, at the same time, if you go to a better team and you win, you have like a legacy, right? And you have like this, you know, this aura about you. Like he won the big one. This is where he was at. But you stuck with your guns, man. You chose like to be loyal and to be, you know, stick with the guys, man, throughout the whole process, your playing career, you didn't jump from team to team. So you kind of stuck with what you kind of preached about.
Yeah. You see, that's another thing, you know, and the thing about me is I'm not about just myself, you know. I'm about who's all playing with me. You know, I'm about them because honestly, you know, people say that, you know, I'm a great setter or say that, you know, hey, you know, he's just on the wrong team. No, it's not, man. That's by my own choice, you know. And honestly, I don't think I'll be where I'm at if I didn't have Payne or Steven or the guys from all conference. Or the guys from GTO. You know, if I didn't have those guys, you know, I wouldn't be where I'm at because who would I be setting to? Nobody. You know? I needed them as much as they needed me. So I'm, you know, my job was to make them who they are, and their job is to make me who I am.
Man.
Okay, so we're winding down a little bit here. So we're gonna do some quick hitters here. Okay. You ready for this?
No, I want to hear
this. So name 5 players, right? Past or present, that you would love to play with.
Honestly, I don't have any 5 players from past or present.
You sure?
This dude.
Bro, man.
I'm serious. I don't because it just goes back to that era that I came from. You know, I never had that in my heart to be like, I want to play with this guy. I want to play with this guy. You know what I mean? Because I can say I want to play with this guy, but once I get in the court with him, I don't have any kind of connection with him. It's a bad, you know, it's a bad game for me.
That's a cop out, bro. You copping out, bro.
I'm serious. But I'm not gonna lie to you. I just don't have that in me. Like, I just don't have that in my heart to be like, okay, I wish I would have played with this guy. You know, that never crossed my mind.
About 5 teams that you wish you would have a chance to play against that you didn't have a chance to play with.
Right now, there's only one team that I had wished I had gotten a chance to play against. But this is out of respect for the first generation, and that would have been, you know, MBY. You know, I wanted to play against MBY too. I've always wanted to play against those guys because mad respect to those guys. You know, it was just the fact that I shared a game with Moua, my idol, and it would have been nice to share at least another game with his son. You know? So I just thought it would have been really, you know, memorable for me if I had at least share at least one game with him at a tournament. You know, so that's just how much respect I have for that team and how much I have respect for Moua, you know, and you know, his son.
So you had a game to win, right?
That's the only team. That would be the only team because they have the same gameplay as us, and I would just have to I would just want to see what kind of game, what kind of speed we would be playing with each other in that game.
Yeah. Joe, let me ask you really quick, man. Why did you admire? What did MDY do that you admire so much, that you looked up to them so much? What was it?
Man, they made the game easy, man. They made
it looked good too, right?
It looked good, made it easy, and the thing is, they were dominating. At that time when I was watching them, and they're not a tall team. They're not a big team, man. They were making it look so easy.
They was so like aesthetically good though.
Yeah,
like it was like shoots everywhere. Man,
bro. Effortless.
Like
it was so effortless. And
like, I feel sorry for this generation. They haven't never even seen that. Like the fadeaway shoots. Like how is he fading away and he's setting shoots? Man, that was
what I'm saying?
Dude.
I was just in awe with that whole team. Like that every single player in that team. I was just in awe with that whole team, and that's why I was like, man, if I had a team to play against, I want to play against their sons. Right now, MDY's got I think like 2 to 3 players that their dad used to play for the original MDY. And now their sons are playing for MDY too. And it's like, man, that would be cool if I just had a chance to at least play against the second generation. But I didn't. So it's okay though, because I'm actually satisfied with what I got out of it.
All right, if you had one game to win, man, who's your 5 guys you bring with you?
Oh man, my 5 guys would be
anybody. It could be anybody. It don't have to be your teammates.
It's gonna be. I'll be honest with you guys, man. It's gonna be people I play with. The only reason why is because I have that connection with them. It's kind of why I told Will, I can't play with somebody if I never played with them before. And just go to a tournament, and what if my connection sucks with them?
All right, pick 5 guys from the teams you play with then. GTO, Hurricane, and all conference.
You need your name in the back. You need your name in the weak side.
It'll be Payne.
Okay.
Payne Madison.
Where's Payne playing at?
Even more, my little brother.
You suck.
Okay.
It would be the Strong brothers from North Carolina, Solomon and Chief.
Oh, for real, dude.
I played with them my first couple years when I was down here. When I moved down to Georgia.
Heard that one J4 who went up with them? I was like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, we didn't have enough time to play with each other.
I know.
That would have been something. That would have been something really awesome if we had stuck together for a few years.
Yeah.
And then the other guy would be Kia Yang from Manitowoc.
Oh yeah.
Those my 5 guys. The reason why is because everybody's attributes, they all comment each other, each player. So to me, it's like that's something that you want. You know what I mean?
Really good.
It seems like those players that you pick, they're not a one-trick pony. They play. They know how to do everything.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Like all the attributes, they all comment each other. All the players, it all meshes in.
Yeah.
All right, man. You ready for this?
My top 5.
You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready for this one.
You were the coach. Okay, you gotta start one, bench one, and cut one. Okay?
Oh.
Okay.
Who do you have down for the players?
Terry for Jumpman Outlaws. Remember Terry, right?
Yes, I remember. Oh man, that was a great setter too.
Okay. Booger, my uncle, Gur, or Yee from Traders. Okay, bench one, or start one, bench one, and cut one. Terry, Gur, and Yee.
Man. Oh man.
Who you starting, man? Come on.
All right, let's.
Who am I starting?
Yes.
I'm starting Gur.
Ooh, damn.
I'm starting Gur.
Standing at 4'2", dude.
Yeah, about 4'2", but you know how much swagger he brought to the game, though?
Dude, he's the first one to jump serve.
Hey,
he made people look like he just made people look like they were untouchable, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
He's very
smart player, man. He's one of the smartest players I've ever seen, and he just knows the game in and out. He knows a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah, I owe a lot to it. I owe a lot to him, man.
Yeah. And then
shout out to her.
I just honestly, all these 3 guys you say, I really respect them. I really respect.
Yeah, no disrespect to anybody. It's just
You're the coach, man. You gotta make a decision, bro.
Who's on the bench? Who's the backup set? Come on. Who's backing up?
I will probably. Oh man, this is tough. I will probably. I'll probably bench Yi.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'll probably bench Yi.
And then cut Terry.
I will have to cut Terry just because, I watch a lot of Terry's game. Mad respect for Terry. He's one of the top greats.
He's underrated, bro, dude.
That's what I'm saying. He's like one of the top greats. Like nobody really talks about him, but
I know.
Like I felt like his game, like he was. I don't know how to say it, man. He was just. Every time I saw him playing the court, he made stuff like everything look kind of effortless as well.
He's a straight leader, man.
But
very smart.
The only thing that kind of turned me off a little bit was that he was just a little short-tempered.
He whooped y'all, huh? Because he whooped y'all. As Hurricane, he whooped y'all.
He whooped us. I'm not talking about like. It was just like sometimes I just see him tripping on his hitters, and like I'm like, wow, it's like coming from a leader standpoint, you should be encouraging these guys. But no, that's just my opinion,
Yeah.
From what I saw when Terry, when I was coming up as a youngster. But other than that, all three guys, very respectful players.
Dude,
I admire all three.
Greats. Yeah.
They all started before me,
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, I wouldn't be where I'm at if I didn't, look up to these guys as well.
So we're winding down right now. So we're gonna go to the last couple questions here. How has your success in Hmong volleyball evolved you in your personal life?
Man, it made me more open-minded, more understanding of situations that you go through life, past and present. It just made me open my eyes more instead of just being one-dimensional and just seeing things one way. I think it's kind of like that setter mentality. You can't just look at one thing. You gotta look at everything. You gotta look at who your hitters line up with, where the blockers standing before the serve, knowing what hitters can do what, basically. So it kind of just made me see things from different point of views, like multiple different point of views, and actually it made me like really like a long-tempered person. So I don't talk trash in the game. I'm just very collective, very calm, smiling all the time, just taking everything in, but at the same time I'm collecting data at the same time I'm playing. Yeah.
So last question, what's your advice for any up-and-comer player?
Any up-and-comer, man, my advice to all these young guys, coming up, don't shy away from people you look up to or the idols that you've seen when you were little. Go up to them, pick their brains, man. Ask them questions, ask for advice. And that, to also understand that, not every position is for you. You have to find your own position, and then also, don't just think that you can just limit yourself by being just as good as your idol or that person you admire. You always want to push yourself to be a better version of yourself, because, when you go to tournaments, if you don't give your all, you're just going to be basically, from what people are going to say, he's just a nobody, So always push for a better version of yourself, and just be you. Don't be somebody else.
Yeah. No, that's deep. That's deep, man.
Yeah.
Dude, you had a great career, man. It lasted I think you started when you were what, 10, 11? Like in tournaments?
Dude, man, I started going to tournaments when I was in the 4th grade.
Damn. The hell were you doing in 4th grade, dude?
What
were you playing in 4th grade?
I was just bumping around setting, at that time, right? But then, you bump around, you just set, hit, spike around for fun. But I really started going to volleyball tournaments with Eddie, go and watch them play, and then when I really got into it, playing on the court, it's probably the 7th grade.
Oh man, you had a long, illustrious career, man. I just want to ask you one thing, man. what was, well, a couple of things. One thing is, what was that one game that you regret? Like, damn, we were the better team, man. We should have won. Were there any games like that at all?
About every game right there.
Like you just
regret
it. And then you know it just means a lot. Like, man, we should have won this game, dude. I mean, when you lose, you always say that, but like, what was that one game that stuck out? Like, man.
Oh man, I think it was. Honestly, I thought we should have placed in July 4th that year, that 2004 year. I just felt like we were hot, like we had the hype, like we should have beaten that team for third. Because we just showed everybody we got over the biggest hump, you know, that year of beating those, you know, two top teams, MDY and I think it was either Ravens or Zero Gravity at that time, you know. And if we would have won that third place, I think that would have really drove us to a higher spot where we might have had taken it if we would have stuck together the next few years, you know. But yeah, that was the game.
Yeah.
I think that was against Drifters.
Oh, okay.
It's funny story because
back to back. That was after you guys beat MDY. That was it Zero Gravity or who was it?
Ravens. It's one of their two names. I don't know if they were called Ravens or Zero Gravity at that tournament, but yeah, we went back to back, and I think, you know, if we had just won that game, I think honestly we should have won that game.
It was like a few years back. I was talking with Lang, and he honestly thought we won. He honestly thought we won that game. I was like, dude, y'all beat us, bro. You were in the game. he thought we beat him.
That's how he
like,
thought.
What he's talking about, bro. Like you guys beat us.
Yeah, that's how he felt.
So dumb.
Yeah, but that was out of all the like tournaments I've ever been in, I think that was the one that, you know, we should have won that game. Like we were pulling away from like we dominated, and all of a sudden we broke down a little bit, but we came back. But you know, I honestly made some key mistakes. You know, I blame myself for that one because I made some key mistakes that, you know, I shouldn't have done. But you know, you just live and learn from it. You know, and you push on to better yourself from it.
Okay. Was it 3 games that you guys lost in, or was it just 2?
Payne, did we go 3 games?
We went 3. Yep, we went 3.
We went 3.
Yeah.
They're pretty tight throughout.
I mean, first game we beat them, right, Payne?
I forget, man.
Hey, man, dude, whenever you beat that, whenever you're the underdog,
I don't remember a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it is a lot of regret when you beat in the first game. Just like, man, we just need one more, and then you can't do it. It's just like, damn.
Yeah, it's gut wrenching.
Yeah,
but yeah, man. I think that was part of the. I think if we had won that one, I think because right after that, you know, our conference kind of broke. You know, after that, because I moved to Georgia. You know, down here. So I you know, if I had to stay I'd say another 2 to 3 years or 4, I think we might have at least taken at least one. July 4th, we had a chance to, because we were coming up, and like I said, we got over that big hump that we needed to get over.
So I got asked this one time, right? And I'll ask you, and I didn't hesitate. Who's the best player at all conference?
Best player.
Yeah.
Man, I have 2 best players for all conference, man.
I did not hesitate. I did not hesitate when I got asked this question. So I'll ask you. Let's see if our answers match up.
Best player would have been. Now I'm only going by when we played as the real all conference. So.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. First generation.
Best player, the best player, the most consistent guy would have been my younger brother Steven. Okay. No, he to me was the best player. I think you and him, you guys made each other better in that court, because I mean, you guys were together, man. It was like you guys. It's like, Steve, but I did this. You like, I can do it better, and Steve do something better. It's like whatever you can do, I can do better. Which complemented you guys together in that court. Yeah. You know, honestly, you guys held us together. And then the other guys, they started coming up, but I think you and Steven were like the guys in, you know, on that team that was like, okay, these 2 guys you have to watch out for.
Yeah. So when I got asked, I was like, okay, I'll just take it with Joe because he's the setter. And obviously you're asking because you want to see who's the best, obviously, hitter outside of the setter. So I was stuck in between. Steven was I was considering him too, but I told him straight up, our bet. I was just kind of beating around the bush, like telling him, I was paying respect to everybody,
Yeah.
And I was just saying, Chuneng was our best hitter, but our best player, it was Ya. I told him straight up, it was Ya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ya played a big role. Ya was everywhere though. Ya played a big role for us. His defense was just crazy as well.
Yeah.
It seemed like
his
I think,
offense.
and Ya he was kind of like a Swiss Army knife. You know what I mean? Like multiple things, could do basically whatever you guys needed.
Yeah, Ya was everywhere. And where we needed him, he was there.
I wish.
Yeah.
This is just my opinion. I wish they didn't have like such big ambitions to the point where like it steered them away from us. You know what I mean? Because it took a lot for us just to get together, and like our little bit of success kind of gave them ambitions. And just in my opinion, they might feel a different way. You know what I mean? But it kind of steered them away from us. I spent countless years trying to get everybody back together, and it did not happen, man. They just did not want it, bro. They just did not want it.
You talking about volleyball wise, or just
volleyball? I spent countless years trying to get them to back in.
That's when that was when I took off for it, right? I left down south.
You left, but then you remember Steven was still in Milwaukee and lingering around Wisconsin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was telling Steven, like, I was like, let's try to get the squad back together, but they just did not want, they did not want it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
man, that's sad.
Yeah.
Everything comes to an end, man. I guess.
Yeah, man.
How long did you guys run it back, man? About like 2-3 years only, or what? Like when you guys were together in your prime?
We weren't.
That was it, yeah.
Honestly, we weren't really in our prime, man.
Yeah.
Oh, really? You guys didn't think you guys were in your prime? You guys were just beginning to scratch the surface.
We were just like I said, like we just got over a hump, so it's kind of like we weren't really in our prime. We're starting to get there, but we just I don't think any of us ever hit our primes when we played all conference.
And I think
I don't think I even got to where I wanted to be,
And like you said, a lot of different circumstances.
Just different circumstances, and I just feel like I'm always gonna be a student of the game. I'm never gonna say that I made it. Because I'm always looking for more improvement in certain areas.
Yeah. Before we let you go, man, I just want to ask you one question, man. This is the last question, okay? So, what is that one set, right? When you call that one set, like maybe a shoot or two, whatever, like, man, that set right there, that's gonna get a kill, dude, automatically. That's like your go-to set, man. Like that's the play. This is the guy that's running it. Money all day, cash money.
Well, what's that? You want to know what set?
Yeah, what set do you call?
It'll be the back shooter to Chuneng.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That back.
That was the. I don't think. I mean, I think a couple teams were already doing it, but I think the way that
not to that level though, bro.
The way that we sold that play, because it was. I even tricked out a lot of people as well. My older brother Eddie even told me I tricked him one time when I did that in the court where we beat Oshkosh, and they're kind of like, and the blockers just stood there, didn't even know what happened. It was game point ball too. Yeah, but that back shoot, that was the money, because
that was a money maker right there, huh?
Because after I left to Georgia, I was watching a lot of videos after that a couple years later, and I started seeing a lot of people do it.
Because we always ran that cross, that middle cross.
Yeah.
Middle chase.
Yeah, always ran that cross. Yeah.
They come chase, and then he just flick, like you said, you just flick it with your thumb. Chuneng is just over there licking his chops, man. He never had the best swing, but he could put it down though.
One-on-one all day.
One-on-one or no blockers, that ball's gonna die.
Yeah.
For Chuneng. 100%.
Yeah.
That ball's gonna die. But yeah, that's the money shot. I think that's the money shot for a lot of setters.
See, you guys hear that, kids, man? That kind of shoot in the back, right? Just flick it right back there. one-on-one all day. It's gonna be either one-on-one or that blocker is gonna be like late because they're anticipating it to go to like they're trying to help the other guys out. So man,
man.
That's the money shot. I mean,
there you have it, man. Appleton's finest, Appleton's biggest slut. Hey, man, thanks for joining us, bro. And
oh man, thanks you guys for putting me on. You know, I mean, honestly, I'm just, you know, I'm happy you guys actually had me on here. You know, I didn't, you know, I don't think I deserve to be on this podcast with y'all, but you know, I just want to say thank you, man. Thank you.
Man, appreciate it, dude. Much respect to you and your career, man. What you done, man.
Yeah, we'll stick around. We'll end the show and then just stick around. We'll chat a little bit, okay?
Yeah.
All right, man. Thanks for joining us. Peace.
Over the edge, feel like I'm floating through the air. The pain I felt is paid for, all is said and done. Oh, I am restricted, fixed upon the web. I need to kick the habit that my mind is breathing in. Break out, I've got to see. Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.